Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now looking at the put to call ratio right now, it's really not that high. It's at 0.54. It's really not low, not high. It's kind of a little on the lower side in the medium area, but it's really nothing to look at. Now looking at the economic calendar for the week. Monday, nothing. Let's see. Tuesday, don't really see anything. Wednesday, PMI at 9:45. That's about it. Then on Thursday at 8:30, we got unemployment claims and consumer sentiment on Friday at 10. Not kind of light on the economic calendar for the week. So we'll have to see what ends up happening with that. No, I don't think we're going to see too much as far as the economic calendar. But like I keep saying in all my other videos, just make sure you check the calendar every morning in case something comes up. Now, I have no idea what we're gonna see this week. Maybe we see a bounce. We'll kind of keep an open mind. Watch it over 5:30 on SPY to possibly have another bounce to 535, 550, fill that gap above 550. If we get above 550, we're going to fill that gap up to 560, 565. And 565 has been a pretty big number. Like I said, yeah, 560 right in here. It's been bouncing off that and having resistance and bouncing. So that's the 560 area is a pretty big area. So. And we'll keep an open mind, like we said, and if it gaps down, watch beneath 520, gets under 520, we're probably going to see 510, 500 again. 500 is going to be a pretty big area to break, even though we have, I mean, if we do break at 490, 480 is definitely on the agenda, but I'm thinking that we probably bounce this week and fill some of these gaps up here, and VIX is... coming down a little bit. VIX is not looking that good on the daily. Like I was saying last week on the watch list, every time VIX pops, it gets clobbered on the next couple weeks. So daily's not looking good for VIX underneath 29. It gets underneath 29, so we're going to go to 25, back to 20. So we'll have to see if that happens. Not unless we get more tariff news or anything like that right now. As of I've seen right this second, I don't see anything happening right now that could trigger anything, but we'll have to see. I mean, all it takes is one tweet and the market could go haywire again. So, well, I'm not really looking at much this week. There's really not much. You got earnings coming up, Meta being one. I mean, Meta's down here at 501. It gets underneath 500 again. I mean, we could see a drop back down to the 480. It breaks 480, we could come back down to 460 area on Meta. But if it does manage to bounce, I'd watch it over 505 or 510 for push to 525, 520, 525, 540, 550. Meta could have a little bit of a bounce, but yeah, if it loses 500, it could have a drop too. So definitely keep an open mind about that. Netflix had earnings on Thursday after hours, and it gapped up to, well, I have to look at it. Yeah, it gapped up to 1,006, which is right up here. It doesn't like this 1,000 level. This was the last earnings gap up, and then it just took a chop around 1,000, under 1,000. Then it popped. It just does not like 1,000. It rejects it, pops for a little while, rejects it, gets back into underneath it again, rejects it. I mean, right now we're above it, but we could gap down. We could have something happen over the weekend, and SPY could gap down, and we could see Netflix back under 1,000. And I would, if it does manage to get back under 1,000, I'd watch it underneath 1,000 for a push down to 980. 970, 960. I don't really like it over 1,000. I'm only looking at the downside for like for a little bit of a retracement, because when you look at right here, it gapped up hard on the earnings, the last earnings gap up, and it faded. So that's what I'm kind of looking for here again, a fade on the open on Monday on Netflix. We might not even do that, so we might just end up keep going. So I didn't go over NVIDIA. NVIDIA is another one. If I can get the ticker up there, NVIDIA. Now NVIDIA, it bounced off 100 right here, and we're going to keep a close eye on this underneath 100. It gets underneath 100 again, it could shoot down to 95 or even 90 again, but we'll also watch it over 105. If it does get over 105, looking for a gap fill to 110 to the 112 area, and fill that gap from Wednesday's gap down. So we'll have to see. This is a good area where it keeps 50-50 right here, but underneath 100 be good for a short, and over 105 would be a good area on NVIDIA. So let's see if it does manage to bounce right here or not. So that's going to do it. Really not too much to really look at this week. Nothing really grabs my attention except those few stocks, and we'll just take it one day at a time. That's why you need to be in the room. And that's going to do it, and thanks for watching.